In an extensive, intimate, edgy conversation, Sheen talked to our Andrea Canning, his first television interview since CBS pulled the plug on his blockbuster show. And Andrea, what an experience. You spent all day Saturday. I was screening the interview yesterday, and you were both literally on the edge of your seats during this interview. And his anger at CBS is so palpable. He told you he's going to sue.
He is, absolutely. And this is a guy who says, I am not going to be kicked around anymore. He had so much to say, from confirming he will go after the network to actually apologizing, sort of, to the show's creator. He says his life is now magic, that he was cured in the blink of an eye after answering to a higher calling.
I get in trouble for being honest, and sometimes, I've always been the guy that's been, I'm extremely old-fashioned, I'm a nobleman, I'm chivalrous. I believe that chivalry is not dead, it's just been in a coma for a long time.
But for Charlie Sheen, the past few months have been one tabloid headline after another. Drug-fueled nights with porn stars, marital woes, and very public squabbles about his job.
We're on forced hiatus. They said, you get ready, we'll get ready, and I got ready, I went back, nobody's there.
All these radio rants have people thinking Charlie Sheen has got to be on drugs again.
Sure. Yeah. I am on a drug. It's called Charlie Sheen. It's not available because if you try it once, you will die. Your face will melt off, and your children will weep over your exploded body. Too much. So it's just I woke up and decided, I've been kicked around, I've been criticized, I've been like the aw shucks guy with like this bitch in rock star life, and I'm just finally gonna completely embrace it, wrap both arms around it, and love it violently, and defend it violently through violent hatred.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm here and I'm ready. They're not. Bring it.
Finally, CBS had enough, shutting down 2.5 Men for the rest of the season, putting Sheen and the entire staff out of work.
Were you shocked when they shut down 2.5 Men again indefinitely?
Yeah, I was actually disappointed because I thought, I think the mistakes I made is that people misinterpret my passion for anger.
Stopping the show is costing an estimated $250 million all around.
It's going to cost
everybody
them a lot
involved.
more. It's going to cost them a lot more because they're on a battlefield and they let their emotions and their ego, basically they strapped on their diapers. And so they're in breach. They're in radical breach. And sorry, guys, you screwed up.
Are you going to sue?
Well, wouldn't you? I don't have a job. I got a whole family to support and love. And people beyond myself, people a lot more important than me, are relying on that money to fuel the magic.
What are you going to sue for?
Tons. They're going to actually put it on a scale and be like, little more, little more. Add some gold, bingo. I'm here to collect, And they're going to lose. They're going to lose in a courtroom. So I would recommend that they do an out-of-court settlement and fix this whole thing and pay the crew and get season 9 back on board.
But that could be tough. Sheen has been accused of being anti-Semitic in some of his remarks about the series' creator, Chuck Lorre.
It's nothing outside of deplorable that a certain Chaim Levine, yeah, that's Chuck's real name, mistook this rock star for his own selfish exit strategy, bro.
Really upset about how something was interpreted that I feel terrible about. So I think we should just clear the air on that. They've been like suddenly labeling me an anti-Semite. It's like, people that know me, that there's nothing about that in my history anywhere.
I think the problem was, though, is that he goes by the name Chuck Lorre. His real name is Charles Levine,
right.
But you chose to call him Chaim Levine. You took the Hebrew version, which I think people were wondering, why would he do that?
He says it was a joke after seeing the name in a brief message posted by Lorre himself at the end of 2.5 Men.
I would say, I'm sorry if I offended you. I didn't know you were so sensitive. Sorry if I offended you. I just thought, after you wailing on me for 8 years that I could take a few shots back, I didn't know you were going to take your little ball and go home and punish everybody in the process.
But it's Sheen's character that has come into question time and time again.
The one thing I'm finding about you is that you seem really nice. You seem like you love your children.
Yeah, man, I'm the nicest guy you want to meet.
But then you hear about this violent side.
Yeah, it's obvious.
When you drink, are these women making this up, or is this really happening? Tell us, what really happened in that house in Aspen? What really happened in that hotel room in New York City?
I can't do that right here because that means I have to expose people, and regardless of what tomfoolery or skullduggery they rolled in with, I can't do that. I don't roll people.
Were you violent?
Not a rat. No, I was not.
So why did they say you were violent?
I don't know, because it was making stuff up. Instead of the source, and everybody takes their word over mine.
Do you have a violent side? at all?
Today, when it's needed to protect my family, absolutely. And it's unlike anything you'll ever see.
Are there any drugs in this house?
To my best knowledge, no.
No drugs in the house right now?
Not that I know about. If I know about them, I'll find them and throw them away. It's not a big deal. Ooh, drugs in the house.
What about the people who supply you with drugs? Are they out of your life?
Again, I cannot speak about things that that are sort of, you know. That's really nobody's business. I think you know the answer to that, you know.
Are you willing to take a drug test?
Sure, you got a cup. I mean, I got nothing to hide.
And there are some reports this morning that Charlie Sheen could be suing for more than $300 million. We contacted CBS last night, and they had no comment, nor did the producers of 2.5 Men.
Wow, so much there. I want a lot to talk to you about. We just have a couple minutes right now. First of all, what was that red wire he was playing with?
He said it was the end of a bomb that would go on an F-18. He met a couple F-18 pilots, and they gave it to him, and he seems to like to play with it.
You know, in the outtakes I was watching, he would often turn behind him and laugh with people off the set, which I presume to be members of his family. First of all, who were they, and what was it like spending the entire day there?
They were members of his family. He calls them his family. One is a porn star. The other is a former graphic designer / nanny. These are his 2 girlfriends who live with him. And this is their family. It may be unconventional, but it seems to work for them.
He calls them the goddesses?
The goddesses. He calls them his wedge. They're a huge part of his life. They were approving everything and going over everything with him and, you know, just really there for him.